Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the canyon. Welcome back to another installment of Wheelin' Wednesday. We are almost to the end of stage 2 of Crawlympics. Will Crawlympics finish before we run out of 2024? I don't know. Maybe. This is Group 12, the last of the regular groups, and I want to say that like either 42 or 44 rigs ran in stage 1, and if you see 4 here in Group 12, that means that this is 48 rigs running deadline, and there have been some changes. There's like the Sarah McLachlan playing in your head, I will remember you. Blackjack lives in Alaska. Wiley lives in Oklahoma. Missing Link is headed to Norway. The Randall the Atlas now lives in Virginia, South Carolina, somewhere over there in that east and that Atlantic coastal area. Sandy the Sandman right over there. He wasn't here prior to about 2 months ago. But then Jolly Green has been here nearly forever. The G.F.O is one earlier build. Kronk has been around for a good while. So rigs come and go. It's not like we've got a revolving door. It's just that it is not logistically feasible to keep them all. So, as pointed out, but running in the order, this is the order that they came off of the cart. This is the order that they will go onto the rocks. Jolly Green, Kronk, G.F.O, the Ground Fox Origin, and Sandy the Sandman, the subject of the Sport Tuning Series and unwitting participant in the test fleet program here at the Canyon. If you'll notice something, I don't know if this has occurred previously. We're all full fendered. It's full fendered all the way down. We are all 313s except for Jolly Green, who is, there's 6 wheels under there. He's a little bit longer. I have no estimations nor forecasts on the day. There's nothing I can give you. I don't know. I do know that it's 3 TRX4s and 1 Element, but it is a Ground Fox, not a Comp Fox. The original you ordered from Poland, from Artful Dodgers, the original Ground Fox chassis, still in aluminum, doesn't even have the lasering on it. We got in real early on that one. Sitting on fossils. Sandy, of course, on the modded TRX4. We've got some old-timey '06 KLR, the old V1s, the wide ones on Kronk. He was formerly on landmines, and after the landmine redux, he tested a couple of different tires, and the '06 both look great and perform every bit as well as the landmines. And I think because the landmines showed some potential, we're going to try the landmines on somebody else. He retained his wheels and the foams and everything. We just changed the rubber that's on the outside of all of it. Jolly Green was running a mix. Previously, he had Canyon Trails in the front and Canyon RTs, the 2.2-inch, the regular TRX6 fitted wheels. He had those in the rear, and he has since been back converted to what he ran for some number of years, which is just 6 deep woods, because there were 12 deep woods on the tire rack, and I was like, let's just put the deep woods back on him. It's more forward drive. The wheel size looks more consistent. Has he been driven on it that way? No. Do we have any wheel time on the KLRs? We drove a pack on the KLRs on Kronk. Kronk also has his full interior. I don't know how well it shows, but there's Kronk in there behind the driver's seat. A follower of the Canyon was kind enough to 3D print that for me, and I carved a hole in the interior and put that in there. So his body is heavier than when he last ran. G.F.O unchanged, aside from a radio change. So there's a change there. And then the last time Sandy touched the ground was during Sport Tuning Series episode 8, in which he got his new axles and his underdrive overdrive. I think everybody here has the opportunity to do reasonably well. I think the guy that might have the toughest time is Jolly Green, as evidenced by the fact that the edges of all of his fender flares are silver and not black. And you can see that the fender flares, particularly the one on our left, his right, is bent up quite a bit. His body has seen has seen some stuff. Have I been tempted to update Jolly Green, keep the DNA of a TRX-6, but go to like individual, like leave the rails, but go to individual towers and go to like a tucked body with just a bed? Yeah, I absolutely have been tempted to do that, but this body is still in a reasonable shape, so we're going to keep running it until some disaster befalls it. Now, the thing ahead of these guys, Sandy is a fill-in. He's filling in for Missing Link because Missing Link, as I said, is departing. So all of these four right here, because this is the last week, there is absolutely a bubble, which is anybody that doesn't go 29 doesn't make it into stage 3. You're just auto-eliminated. There are some advantages to going last, which is the nut behind the wheel has been tightened up a little bit and kind of knows the running course, knows all those little easy cheater spots, which will be eliminated in the off season. I am standing in front of about a waist-high pile of material, which is going to be used to toughen up Deadline to a not insignificant degree, because it's supposed to be meaner than it is, and this is the part of the process. This is part of the reason that we do things like Crawlympics, because it showed where the strengths and weaknesses were of Mavericks. It's showing where the strengths and weaknesses are of Deadline. I think Green Line, because Green Line is the second to most recently built gated course, Green Line is fairly well sorted out, but it's just a matter of drilling some holes to move gates around if that's what need be done. So stage 3 will let us know what need be done at Green Line. We still have not determined how many vehicles will be transferring into stage 3. There might be some air quotes around voluntary dismissals where people are like, yeah, I just don't want to do that. But I don't know. I don't want to do 13 weeks of that stage and then try to get onto the elimination stage. We will see how it goes. But for today, it will be these four gentlemen, all of them riding atop a bubble. Anything shorter than 29 means you don't go again. So the course is freshly cleaned because fall is falling. We've blown all the leaves out. It should be pretty nice. We will get these cameras moving around. We will get the audio set up, and we will proceed forth with week 12, group 12 of stage 2 in Crawlympics 2024. These gentlemen that stand before you. First up from that table running order, the big man himself, Jolly Green, who hopes that he can use extra axles to bridge over things. He has a reasonably low CG for someone of his hulk and bulk. He's not as tall as he actually appears, but he is going to be he's going to make some angry Lexan noises, and he's going to kind of have to choose his own route. There we go. He is the world's angriest caterpillar. And there's that he does have a bit of a breakover issue in the middle, because he is still a TRX-4. Ooh. That was all drag brake. He is a future, like, in the off season, my hope is for a sort of a Jolly Green renaissance, in that we might change the body, we might go to smaller bumpers, I don't know. He has a real aesthetic, and the question is, how much of that aesthetic are we willing to sacrifice? Because I know that one thing upcoming in the future, not yet ordered, still listing as pre-order at Hobby Wing, is a Fusion 8. He's going to get a Fusion 8 and sacrifice his massive, come on, Axe V2 3300. Well, there's a nice fresh hole in the course there. Because that bumper right there, which we've stuck half a dozen times already, I think there are moments where Jolly Green would not get stuck, but we end up with him stuck. Come on. I don't know if he has supplied the angriest Lexan noises, but he's definitely up there. 6x is a whole different thing. I got to tell you. There are some folks out there that can tell you this is not an instance of once you go 6x, you never go back. It's not that. It's just that it's not a matter of him just murdering every line because he's very long. What it is a matter of is Jolly Green definitely goes his own way. He chooses where he's going to go. The breakover is not amazing because we've got stuff like that. Yeah, those bumpers though. I don't know, is he through the worst of it? Or is the worst of it for him going to be getting through the course end, the finale? Ooh, Deepwood's doing the work. What he won't do is lift his front end, very much, if at all. Because the true advantage of the 6x is that typically you've got 3 wheels in contact. 1 tire is generally not helping you. If you can get 4 in contact at all times, you're going to do well. Jolly Green is going to have more than 3 in contact at any given time. He's going to take that line, the line we know so well, if his bumper will clear it. And he's got a sufficient amount of power that if we get the front end bound up, dug in enough, he will break something. He's doing well so far. And the toter saw this one on Cardi B and said, oh, that's not going to do well. But you got to take into account just the power, the sheer power. And now we get to where the bumper is potentially going to bite us. Oh. Will it clear? No. Can we get it up this side? No. Okay. He is a more safe reverse than many others. Oh no, are you kidding? I was like, he is not getting stuck right there. If only he were, like a foot shorter. Going real fence side. Nope. So we may be into the well-expected Achilles heel here. That being, how is he going to get through here? He cannot clear bumper over that left-hand side. Keep it real slow. Keep it real slow. Use as much of the fence as we can. There it is. There it is. All right. Can he stay fence side? Because if we fall into that little gap where that curb block is, that gap, nope, he's going in. Maybe not. Maybe not. Stay flat. Stay flat. Stay up high. Stay up high. Power through. Oh. You don't want to flop right there. Nope, not that. He's just so big. Okay, we're pulling rocks with us here. So much power, but so big. Okay, remember, not Flores lava rules, so he's not off yet. We're gonna have to call that one. That's an off. He's He's having a hard time. All right, the high placement might be the only thing that gets him through. Oh. Uh-oh. That's an uh-oh. And there it is. Or is it? Never say die. Never say die, big man. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, come on. I mean, if he wants to be competitive, he's going to have to sacrifice some of the cool factor, because that was the ugliest course conclusion that I think we've seen yet. But he made it, 29-2. So that took a minute. And what we have to do now is not rush. Don't want to rush. We want to give Kronk his shot here. This is the Endura TRX4 LCG. He's not off yet. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. That's kind of been the... We never made a statement early on whether it was, if you touch, you're off. Is it floor is lava rules? We never really established what those rules are. That might be save of the day by Kronk there. I was using all of my mental math to figure out what throttle direction do we need. He is a loosey-goosey boy. There we go. Oh. Kronk is also that guy that on the Endura, like part of my brain recognizes that's a TRX4 with a JLU on it, with no sliders, which is how we got through right there. So when his rear drops down like that, it looks like something's broken because TRX4s don't have that kind of droop. Good clearance there. Oh, Kronk is so great. What are you feeling? High side, low side? He says low side. He says low side. Is that going to come back? Is that going to come back on him? How much is that body going to roll on him? Ooh, is a good little slide there. Get a little position there. Oh, nicely done. Now, if you can get that fender through, a little ride up the tree. Oh, that was... Okay. Kronk is playing the game. Right? That was 2 top quality saves. We talk about rigs coming through here like who went through effortlessly, like who glided it. Kronk is not gliding it. But Kronk is using the tools. KLRs were the right choice. Because it was previously, oh no, I'm sorry. Not the same inserts. Previously, the landmines were Endura greens shimmed to fit the landmine. These are just good old-fashioned Canyon Custom Softs. Canyon Custom Softs in the KLRs. The landmines did okay on him, and that was why I was surprised that when we did the Redux, I was like, man, the landmines are doing great. They just weren't the right match. We might be on the right match. Also, I feel like his GTS have now is it? No. There's got to be, like, we got to start a mental timer. Like, when they fall in a bucket, how much time do we give them to try to extricate? That timer starts as soon as they land. That was ugly. That was proper ugly right there. Think he could use a little bit lower KV. He's got a 2500 and a 2-speed. So him and Jolly Green could do some drag races, but he doesn't have big overhanging bumpers. This is more what I would like to see Jolly Green. Like, still a bigger body, so maybe not a tucked, but the ability to maneuver. Like, just introduce some more maneuverability into him. We can get away with full fenders. The bumpers murder. Kronk just, like, ooh. Ooh. There it goes. So that was one. Was it one? Had to extricate once. Just when he was upside down. Yeah. We're talking too soon again. 29-1. So 29-1 is a guaranteed transfer. We haven't decided if the 29-2s go. Maybe the community will have to decide. As G.F.O pulls up here into frame before he gets up on the rock, we see. I mentioned there was a radio change. Look at this thing, like straight out of space. Old K.O Propo RREX2 in Fox Belly Stealth Ground Fox. So without question, and a fusion, and no bumpers, without question, the sneakiest, quietest guy we're going to see on the day. Come on. Come on. There you go. His breakover should do well. Oh, those fossils are grabbing. Get him pulled over. I don't remember how big the sliders are under here. Are they non-existent? No, he's got sliders. His electronics are on the sliders. I successfully made the toter jump out of the way right there. Because I think he still has reverse set to either 75% or 100%. G.F.O has not gotten a lot of recent wheel time. He's had a fairly recent servo change, but it's a ProTech 370 black, so it's not like he's had a bad servo change. He feels, I don't know, there's something. There's something that needs adjusted. He's almost like he's almost too jumpy. Well, that was a nice cross up there. So he is on 1. Gotta remember that. He's definitely trending towards fence side. See how he does on fence side. Oh yeah, fence side. Fence side was the choice. Fence side will not be an option after course repair. Yeah, look at him through here. Also, as everyone else is a TRX4, this is our only straight axle of the day. Definitely not holding him back. I think maybe steering's not trimmed straight. Something in the front end feels a little odd. I calibrated the radio's calibrated. Yeah, we're good there. Doesn't feel over or under damped. There's something, or is this just coming fresh off the heels of 2 portaled TRX4s? You know, he just feels so snappy, like the The movements are immediate on this guy. And yet steering feels a little tiny bit slow. All right, I think I know what it is. It's Kronk ran right before this. There is enough of a similarity in look. I mean, I realize they're different colors and everything, but we're looking at fenders, we're looking at, you know, camper, origin, full cab. We're looking at this stuff. It drives so wildly different from Kronk that I almost feel like something's wrong with him. But I don't think there's anything explicitly wrong with him. The fall was a bit of a snap fall. The lack of bumpers definitely helps around here. If you're going to go, so what is Deadline showing us? You can go full fender, or you can go full bumper, but both is real tough. The number of guys that have come through here and made it look, you know, reasonably non-violent is pretty short. Fossils are doing great out here. Can you pull it? How much torque have we got? We don't have enough. We can't move that full curb block. So we're gonna have to try to cheat it over right here. Little bump, little bump. Stand it up. Ooh, that's not a good place to land. Uh-oh. We're gonna let him have it. You know why? Because of the full fendered guys, he's doing really well. So this is a little bit of unfairness. We're gonna institute unfairness in the penultimate guy to run the course. I think G.F.O has a strong chance of a decent showing. Yeah, he turns really sharp one way and not as sharp the other. We're definitely gonna have to look at that. I think he's towed in a good bit. Definitely needs some stuff to look at, but I think he'll do well in stage 3. So that little bit down there that's caught everybody so far, we're gonna even if we go with a 2, I'm gonna say he's a 1. 29-1. We close out Group 12 with basically a sub. The Sandman is subbing in, and he is as close to a TRX4 as you can get. So we're gonna have to figure out what is his line. Something you'll. Oh, by the way, 2075X. I mean, that was a toe tap. That was those kung fu guys that can do that thing where they jump over a bucket of water and touch it with their toe. Yeah, Sandy just did that. Sandy's got the drive. He's just got to find his line. Oh, I have also noticed, and this is as good of a spot to mention it as any, the 9i Mod super cheap $50 Outrunner combo is not a Rhino. It is not a Rhino. It feels much more notchy. You have to drive him almost like he's an unmodified pickup in the real world, where you gotta put some throttle at it. He's got the stuff like a TRX4. There was a little shutter right there. We get these little shutters where if you get below a certain throttle input, that 9i Mod just does not like it. It's almost like you run out of torque. It's also very loud, potentially the loudest Outrunner combo we've got. I mean, listen, he sounds like the child of a hairdryer and a vacuum cleaner. Low travel. Still, also I would like to point out, this is again a geometry thing where either you've got the right geometry or you don't. And this is still a 2075X. This is the weakest servo in the entire fleet of near 50 vehicles that have run this course, if you can get 200 ounces out of a 2075X, you're having a good day. It is, I equate it to driving the Sandman is like driving an old pickup that does not have power steering. And this lack of power steering is, you know, and you're also fitted with like 46s. So you are not turning them unless you're also moving. And that's exactly how this servo performs. But because the endpoints are set, it refuses to die. He has got a substantial amount of drive. It's just going to be a matter of, and like right there, super stable through there, enough to where we can stay high side, which previous competitors had not. It's just going to be a matter of that big bumper in the front. Is it going to clear coming through here? He might have the cleanest shot through here if he can clear the bumper. Bumper ramps right up, almost runs out of torque. Almost runs out of torque again. He's also a little, oh, nice turn in there. I'm amazed. I am astonished that 2075 held that right there. Uh-oh. That's not great. Okay, he's down. He got thrown into the bucket, similar to others. Very maneuverable down there, though. Okay, now. I feel like Sandy has a plan. We're gonna allow it, and here's why. Everybody has gone in there. That is dug out. Look at the rocks on the ground. That is so dug out. So, did Sandy fall? Did he fall? Is deadline too easy now? Is the last guy running in the regular 12 weeks, is the fact that he's a stock TRX4, effectively, same geometry, same everything, and made that kind of maybe the easiest? Deadline got to get redone now. So there you have it. And I am definitively by nature self-deprecating. So I have nothing to do with the fact that, what is that? Is that 4 weeks in a row that we've gone all 429? You could argue that some of them fell more than others. You could say Jolly Green was 29-2. You could make an argument that he didn't make it, you know. Kronk, you could argue that he had another fall. You could argue that Sandy had a fall when, if memory serves, I don't think he did. I think he was the only 29-0 on the day. So am I getting better at driving stock stuff? Is the course getting easier because I've driven it 50 times? I honestly, I don't know. Because what we're looking for next week is battered and bruised, because we had rigs that broke and probably should have made it all the way. Zombie did it. Blue Sky High did it. Like, those guys, I think, have the ability to make it and do well in the next round. But we are running out of time. So I am probably going to put it in your hands to put in the comments below. Of this group of 4, do you think that everybody earned a spot in the next stage? Do you think that there's anybody that didn't earn a spot in the next stage? Like Jolly Green made this against all odds, in my estimation. You could make a fairly compelling argument that he didn't. But Jolly Green will do terribly at Greenline. He is not built for it at all. So, like, there are definitely some vehicles. I know there's fan favorites, you know? Like, I feel like this is the close of the regular competitive group, and we're sitting at something like 37. If all 4 of these transfer, that means 37 of 48 make it. And that's too many. I hope for a bigger elimination. I didn't want to go above 32. So, Do we go real brutal and only 29 and O's, or only 29 O's and 29 and 1s, not 29 and 2s? I don't know. We have to trim it down. We got to trim it down. So we'll have a discussion. We'll have a discussion in the comments below as to who transfers. Because if we go 29 and O's, it's just Sandy. Sandy makes it through into the next round, which I'd be kind of okay with, because I'd like to see how a TRX4 that is modded to the extent that I think is necessary to mod it. I think he showed that. I think he showed you don't need to go crazy far. Or we do 29 and 1s. I don't know. I really don't. It's like it's a Sophie's choice. How do you pick your favorites? Like, and is it showing favoritism if we say, oh, well, that guy made it this far, so we'll let him go, but this guy, we could call that an additional fall. Then it starts to sound a little too much like figure skating. So we're going to have to figure out how to do a cut. There's like not enough time in the universe for us to say, okay, we'll have the 29 with 2 falls run off, and only the ones that go 29 make it. I mean, that is also a possibility. I don't know. I need the suggestions from y'all as to what to do. I'm now trying to remember if Jolly Green will fit on the turntable. I can't remember if he does or not. I don't know. You might see spinning images. I don't know. You might see a leaderboard at the end. I don't know if I want to put a leaderboard on it. And it's starting to rain. So if there's anything else that would tell me to pack it up, nothing will tell me as loud as that. So I take this opportunity to thank you so much for watching. I do invite you very so much. It will be most appreciated to put comments down below as to how we proceed for stage 3. Do we bother letting the ones that broke run again? Try to keep the numbers culled? I don't know. So hit me in the comments below, you loyal few. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining us for this one. In between now and when we meet again, please, one and all, do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the canyon real soon. I think it only drizzled for no, it's still going. All right. We will all see you next time. So from I and the camera toter, we thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in the next one.